if I went by Dr. Forkham, everyone would be like, what is her problem? Why is she demanding this?
You lost your whole argument with me.
No.
If I was a doctor, Andrea, if I'm a doctor, you better believe they're calling me Dr. Patoka. I don't care. I'm going to the grocery store, and if they say, sir, I'm going, it's Dr. Patoka. Well, they know. I'm making them, if I'm working at a college, and I didn't even remember before you even got that sentence out, I'm thinking, if I worked at a college, you're calling me Dr. Patoka. I don't care if I have a doctor. They're calling me doctor.
How to survive the classroom.
Hey, teacher besties, I am so excited to share with you that my book, They Never Taught Us That, is available for pre-order right now. It is everything inexperienced first-year teachers need to manage the chaos of the modern classroom, including some anecdotes to make you feel a little bit better, because if there is a way you can screw up, I have probably done it. It also has advice on how to build trust with families, how to manage grading and lesson plans and IEPs and everything in between that they never went over in your teacher prep program. They Never Taught Us That is available everywhere right now for pre-order. All right. Hey, teacher besties. Welcome to How to Survive the Classroom. I am so delighted to be here back with Gerry again, since we missed out on our quality time last week, Gerry.
We did. I hate that. We were under ice. We was the ice age here.
Yeah. So how long has it been since you've been back at school?
So we had 3 work days, got iced out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday last week. Thursday and Friday were 2-hour delays. We were off Monday. Then we got more snow. I dodged. So Gasper had to cancel his shows in North Carolina.
Yeah, because you were supposed to feature for him or host?
I was supposed to feature for him. And the other shows I was supposed to be on, I dropped out of. I'm not trying to get snowed in Charlotte. Charlotte got like over a foot of snow.
Oh my gosh. That is insane.
I came back. We get snow Saturday night. Off Monday, off Tuesday, hot off the press. We have a 2-hour delay tomorrow because they're calling for a wintry mix tomorrow night. So we might be out Thursday if that all refreezes.
Okay, so have you met your students for this semester yet?
I have 6 classes, 2 for each grade level, technically. I don't have a 2nd, 7th grade class, but that doesn't matter. I met one group on Thursday, one group on Friday, and we did rules and expectations. I'd never had these kids this year.
And you've seen them one time?
Yes. And when we're remote, we can't give anything new. So I was like, hey guys, what were the rules and expectations?
Wait,
that's all we had time to go over.
So wait, your school district makes you do e-learning, but then tells you can't give the students new material?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I saw that on Facebook. I heard that was the thing with the groups, and we had just been like given get to know you assignments, and then I heard about I seen somebody no new material, and I didn't really fact check it. I just said that makes sense.
You're as bad as the students. You were like, but usually when you're thinking about stuff like that, you're not fact checking on the internet. Because I do this with my husband all the time about medical stuff. I'll be like, did you know? And he's like, where did you get that? And I'm like, science. And he's like, was it from TikTok? And I'm like, you know what? But the person said that they were a doctor at the beginning of the video, which means, but you just like saw on Facebook that, was it from your school district that they said that?
Yes.
Or, okay. So it wasn't
it was
just
a school. Well, no, pause. It wasn't the district. It was in this Wake County teachers group.
Okay.
I've been wreaking havoc in there. I've had nothing else to do. So anybody who says something kind of smart, I'm their Batman. I'm Fat Man. I am Wake County teachers Fat Man, and I'm coming in and having smart aleck responses to all these people. And so I'm not being mean. I'm just like, hey, you said something crazy. I'm just letting you know that was a little crazy.
I love that. But you're also just taking the things you're seeing in there as absolute fact.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
That's what it's there for. There's 9,000 people in that group. They can't all be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, well, the internet's a big place. There's a lot of dumb people, you know? But
but okay. I'm one of them.
You're out there like I'm starting more rumors.
Yeah, like if I see somebody, no, it's like a telepathy when you see other dumb people on the internet. You're like, hold on now.
Is that telepathy?
I was with you on that.
Is that?
Yeah, like twins can do it.
Yeah,
it's the same way with us stupids. We can do it.
The stupids can just do the telepathy.
We see each other and we give each other a look, and usually we give each other a look. There's nothing behind the eyes because we don't got much going on.
I got that. I got that. I think that we do need to talk about something because I've been with my husband for 17 years and then we met you, but just a few months ago, and you and my husband are now best friends, and the friendship there, and I'm like we're basically a throuple, but it's like you and Steven and then me. And I sent you a video of something that, guys, let me tell you, my husband really like I have done a lot of side quests in my life. Like I go out and I'm like, "Hey, maybe I'll try this for a bit." And my husband, this poor man, he just gets dragged along for the ride with so much of this stuff. And this last weekend, I was in Louisville for a show, and he and I were talking. We've been talking about it for a long time because my husband makes me laugh all the time. He's very, very funny, but he has never done stand up. He doesn't, by the way, my husband doesn't like stand-up comedy as far like as a spectator. He does not ever want to go to it. Like if he had the perfect weekend for me, I would be like, I would love to go see some stand-up, maybe go see a movie, all of that. My husband doesn't enjoy stand-up comedy. And he goes to every single one of my shows, all of my Teacher's Lounge shows, and helps me write my bits a lot of times, helps me punch stuff up, all of that. And so he was like, you know what? I kind of want to know what it's like to be on the other side of this. And so he and I sat down and we wrote 5 minutes for him and we added him into my show in Louisville. So we had the host come up, then Steven went up, and then the feature went up after that. And then I headlined. And guys, he did so good. He got solid laughs, which let me just say, the first time that somebody stands up to do stand up, it's really, really, really terrifying. And you don't know what's going to get a laugh. You get up there and all of a sudden, it's like when you do a book report and you only kind of remember the book sometimes. And like he did so well. I was so freaking proud. And I sent you the video and you said you at first like had no idea because I gave zero. I told no one he was doing this. He told me not to tell anyone. First of all, he told me not to tell anybody ahead of time because if it went poorly, he wanted me to delete the evidence and never tell anyone it happened. And so I didn't tell anyone he was going to do this. And then with zero precursors, I sent that video and I sent it to you as well.
I woke up. I had slept in. We were snowed out. I had no idea what day or time it was. I'd slept at a friend's house just because it was when we got snowed in. I was hanging out. And I wake up, and I roll over, and I pick up my phone, and because you texted it to me, it was blurry. I couldn't see who it was. I could hear it fine, but I couldn't see it. And I'm like, why is she sending me this video of her feature? And I'm thinking he just did one of my bits, or he did a bit that was like I thought it was like the worst case scenario.
Oh,
I'm
no,
thinking
you thought that someone was stealing your
my
content.
first thought, not that like he would be stealing, because I don't know him. He doesn't know me, but I was like, is he running a bit that's like really close to mine or something? And then I hear, so my wife went into this biscuit place, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my bestie. and I literally cut the video off and texted you. I said, Andrea, I'm too tired for this. I'm not awake. I can't watch this right now because I can't. I rolled over, played this Arrow game on my phone, this little puzzle game. It's okay, I'm ready. And I laid the phone down and just listened.
Yeah. And you wrote, "Is that our husband?" I think is actually what you
Yes.
messaged to me. And I was like, yes, it is. Yeah. And it was so good. Highly recommend having your best friend, like number one, marrying your best friend and then having them do stand up with you because it is so interesting because I don't know of anyone who has gotten into stand up who has been married to somebody when they got into stand up and neither were involved in stand up and then the spouse like joins in on it. Most of the time it's only one person that wants to do it and it can cause like conflict and stuff because it's a very weird way of making money and doing things. And I got to tell you, when the shoe was on the other foot watching your spouse do comedy, I was more nervous waiting for his punchlines to get to get a reaction than I ever am for mine because
Yeah.
I like number one, like I feel like I've done it now enough that I'm like, okay, I know what's going to do well, what's not. And if it doesn't do well, it doesn't completely shake me. And so I was like just sitting there like really, really holding my breath the entire time. It was crazy. It was Absolutely
You know what's
crazy.
gonna be funny is you said he didn't like stand up, nothing like that. He's gonna be the horse boy of comedy.
I know.
He's gonna be the Jokic. He's gonna be like,
I
I
know.
don't care about this, but he's gonna go out and just shred for 30 minutes and then come off and be like, can we go home?
No, exactly. You guys, and that is so incredibly accurate because like there's a few comics he likes and he likes art like the Teachers Lounge shows, like he really likes your stuff. He thinks it's funny, but like he'd rather not, like he'd rather not be at a comedy show 9
Right.
times out of 10. And so he went up there the first time, got really like he got one of those rolling laughs where people clap a little. And I was like, "You ass. Like how do you go up there your first time and get a laugh that big?" Like a little bit unfair, honestly. But yeah.
It is funny though. Sometimes the first time is like some people's best, or not
Yeah.
even their best, but they do well, and then there's a little drop.
Mhm.
And this isn't gonna happen to Steven because he's perfect, but
Correct. Yeah.
it happens to some people. Like it happened to me, where I went up, I was like, "Huh, I'm a
I'm great at
natural," and
this.
then
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh wait a minute, no, I'm bad. I'm not good at this." And it's weird how it happens, but it's not gonna happen
Yeah.
to Steven because he's perfect. He's gonna be up there
Obviously.
in that blue yellow polo I love so much.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Guys, yeah. It is well, and my husband's whole bit is about being a guy from the Midwest and, being married to a Californian and all of that. And so it's very fun. And so if you guys do come to any of the shows, you will likely see him because my end goal, especially with my solo shows, at least to start out, is that he's going to host for me. And then potentially, as he gets more comfortable, he just wants to feel good about hosting. He doesn't really want to do headlining or featuring. He's just like, it'd be cool if I could just like be there and like host and, like at least be a part of it in that way. And I'm like, amazing. Love it. And he's gonna be doing 5 minutes. So he's not hosting or featuring for my Indianapolis show, but he is gonna come up and do 5 minutes, which means you guys, if you are coming to the February 21st, or I don't know when this episode's coming out. It might be too late, but the February 21st, Gerry is going to be featuring for me. Oh, this episode comes out on my birthday. That's amazing.
oh, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. How old do you think I am, Gerry?
Don't do that.
No, I'm going to do it. Go ahead, take a guess.
Andrea, we might be the same age.
Because I look so young and youthful.
Or or I think we're meeting in the middle.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. This episode comes out on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. February 16th, which means that especially if you're in the Indiana area, you could come to the show. You could meet me and Gerry and my husband, Steven, because he's going to do 5 minutes as well. And maybe there might be a star that might be there as well, because Gerry, you've been like boots on the ground. You've been DMing people, asking people to come. Who did you reach out to come to the show?
So about a week ago, I DM'd Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna be featuring for Educator Andrea at Helium, Indianapolis. If you come to the show, I will get your jersey number tattooed on me."
Guys, if that happens, I will record it. We will.
And
will.
she said, "No, I'm playing."
No, she left him on red for sure.
No, she didn't even read it. She seen that request. She didn't even click approve. She didn't want to leave me the decency of leaving me on red. What that would have done to my ego just to have had Caitlin Clark's eyes.
Yeah.
On my message.
Just on anything that you wrote. I know. Well, maybe when you're in town, I don't know when the Fever games are, but maybe when you're in town, we can go to a game or something. Because, guys, Gerry's going to have a slumber party at my house. He's going to stay in our guest room. He's going to meet my children.
Me and Steven are going to have a pillow fight, and we're going to stay up all night gossiping.
I know. We're
going to braid each other's hair.
Neither of you have any hair to braid.
So we're going to be coloring on hair.
Just like adding little with a Sharpie. I love the thought of that. What a treat for all of us. Gerry, I have a question for you, because you've been doing comedy for a while now. Have you ever been at a venue where this, and probably not because you're a dude, but have you ever had it where security follows you around in like a protective type way at any of the shows? Like were any of the crowds like kind of wild or anything like that?
No. The only
Okay.
time I've been in places where the people were wild, there was no one there to protect me because we were in one time, yeah, we were in like a bowling alley and I wasn't worried, but and the one of the guys who was with us, he was like a little it was like a room next to a bowling alley. You couldn't hear it. We weren't like
Okay.
we weren't like on lane 8, but
I think that's something that people don't understand about comedy is comedy will land you in some really strange venues at times.
yeah, military towns. When you go anywhere that's not like a big city, you're
Yeah.
always like, how's this gonna go?
Yeah.
And you kind of have to throw everything out that,
Yeah.
well, I sometimes I don't even, I'm like, I'm not gonna get too worried if I don't get to do my material. If I'm doing it in West Cherryville or something like that, someplace nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to Louisville, like I said, and like Steven was with me but there was a security guard there in Louisville and I've never had this before. And I had a great crowd, but it was only 60. So it wasn't, and that venue holds like 300 guys, just so we have a little context. It was not a sellout crowd. It was a great crowd and it was my first time playing there. So that's very, normal for that. But I only say that to give the context that this security guard followed me around, like a personal security guard the entire time I was on the property. He'd stand about 10 to 15 feet away and he would just be like clocking my interactions. I felt like Britney Spears. I was like, wow, I am just over here. And he like came over and was like, well, I'm a girl dad, I'm protective of everyone, but especially when we have ladies in here, I make sure that everyone's being respectful. And I'm like, that's great. Nobody actually cares that much about me. So I think we're good, but I appreciate it. It made me feel very, very, very special, especially
I've never
'cause
had that.
no? Well,
I'm
maybe in
also
Indianapolis.
6 foot, 350 pounds. Like,
That also might be something
sometimes
about that.
people stand close to me. I'm like, do you want me to take a picture or something? They're like, no, I'm all right.
No.
But no, but can you like walk me to the car? I'm like, oh, I don't work here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It is really funny because then I go back to work and I have all of my students and I told them I have a show in Indianapolis and they're like, "Can we get in for free?" And I was like, "No." And they were like, "Well, we're not going to pay to go see you." I was like, that's students for you right there. I was like, "You know what? That's honestly so fair." Like
You should make it a grade.
how embarrassing is that to be like, "Hey, student," because I have people ask me all the time, "Hey, Andrea, like, are your students excited by this?" They're excited for 5 minutes. And then I'm like, "Oh, you think I'm funny? You like my videos? Do you want to come to a show?" And they're like, "Ew, no. Why would I? No.
In
We
their
hear you
defense,
make jokes here."
they're paying more to see you right now
Yeah.
than
Than
they would
any of
be.
my shows. We did the math actually, one time because my student said, "Would it be cheaper to go to your show than to attend one of our classes if we broke it up by class period?" And my show would be a little cheaper per hour than their college tuition. And so I was like, that's fine. You guys don't have to come. And they were like,
That's
"Well, if you get." Oh
the
my gosh. I was
required text.
how it is like just, "Hey, come give me a review and tell me how nice and funny I am." No, they asked me, they're like, "What if we got extra credit?" And I was like, number one, I don't think that's ethical. Number two, how embarrassing to be like, "Hey guys, welcome Indianapolis. Also, welcome to my students who are getting credit for being here." Like, I would rather die. That's so embarrassing. Couldn't be me. Oh my gosh. All right. We actually have some fan questions we're going to get to, but we need to take a break. So be right back. Have you ever wondered what I would say if my mother and my administrators weren't watching every single thing I do on social media? Well, that's exactly what my stand-up show is. And I'm going to be coming to a town near you super soon. You can get tickets at educatorandrea.com/tickets. All right, welcome back, teacher besties. So guys, here's one of the questions that we have. And I would love your take on this because I have immediately when I got this question, I had an answer in mind. What is a phrase that administrators or district say that immediately makes you angry? Like it gets your hackles up. It makes you like want to fight. You can't obviously because we have to like behave ourselves. But is there like, especially at professional development?
I have one
Okay.
that
Don't be scared. Just say it.
backwards design. Start with the
Really?
assessment and work back.
Uh-huh. That makes you angry?
Not it's the thing, it doesn't make me angry. There's not much that like makes me angry,
Uh-huh.
but I just am like I'm glad I don't have to prove it because I change gears sometimes. I'm like, ooh, I'll get an idea and I have something that's better, so I'll do the better thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And sometimes I'll say, oh no, this was too much. Like, cause I'm so I either have to be the most planned out person or
Mhm.
not at all.
Okay.
And I usually know what I'm doing. And so it's like if any of my bosses are listening to this, I'm not winging it. I know what I'm doing. But I like to say, yo, yeah, this took longer than I thought. Here's another day. Oh, this didn't take as long. Here's something else. Oh,
Yeah.
this thing happened. It looks cool. Let's put a fork in what we're doing and go do this. Like part of my class is sports marketing, and we have the Olympics, March Madness, opening day will be right after we track out the Super Bowl. And we aren't supposed to do sports marketing until next quarter. But I'm like, yo, we got 4 of the biggest sporting events of the year that are going to happen in the next 12 weeks. We're probably
Yeah.
going to stop some things and talk about it. So
Yeah.
I don't want to have to backwards design something if I think there's going to be whoop, I'm going to drop little nuggets of the ACC tournament in there. Like,
Yeah. You know,
do that.
it's really funny that that's the thing because I absolutely have been teaching that this last week to my undergrads.
Really?
Yes. Well, okay. So, I mean, because for people who are not teachers, backwards design basically says like, okay, this unit needs to end with our students knowing XYZ. And so we're going to backwards plan how we're going to get there. But I don't think that that precludes what you're describing, which is like differentiating and changing things along the way. It's just to be like, okay, where do we want to get them? And then plan from there. So the thing that makes me infuriated is when I'm at a district or professional development and it's scheduled by the district to last all day. And then we get to like 1:30 or 2 o'clock and we're supposed to be there till 3. And they're like, you know what, guys, we did a lot of good work. So we're going to give you the gift of time. The phrase, the gift of time, makes me so angry because you're not gifting me anything to let me go do my job. Like it's not a gift. Like you're just allowing me the time to do what I need to do. Like that is enraging to hear that. Not that I don't like to have the time to work in my classroom because I feel like I've talked about this before and people are like, "I love getting the gift of time." And I was like, "Don't call it that." Allotting time for me to work in my classroom and do my job, that's not a gift. That should be what is required of these administrators is like
Yeah.
there should be a bare minimum amount of time that you leave me alone.
Yeah, we just call it time in the classroom.
Yeah, but okay, but have you
That's
ever
it.
had it where you had an administrator that had scheduled training for you and then was like, actually, we're going to give you the gift of time in your classrooms or anything like that?
They'd never use that term.
Okay. See,
And I would have definitely made fun of it if they did.
I hate it. Because I feel like number one, it's like a planned gift, right? Like they knew the training they were going to do was only going to take 2 hours, but they scheduled it for 3 so that way they could act all like benevolent with us. And I'm like, you're not being benevolent. Like you're just letting us go do our job so we can actually try and do it within contract hours. Like it's
Does benevolent mean like nice?
yes, benevolent means
Okay.
like nice. Yeah. And like
Context clues. I got it.
yeah, like generous. But I recently saw this TikTok from somebody who also said, she's like, teaching is one of those few jobs where you could lose your job because you got caught doing your job while you were supposed to be doing another part of your job. and there's too many different parts of your job. And so and I'm like, no, that's true. Like if you're during a class supposed to be doing some sort of direct instruction, or you get a pop-in observation and you're sitting at your desk grading, which is part of your job, or planning, which is part of your job, you could get in trouble because you're doing a different part of your job than you're supposed to be doing at that point. It just like it's such a catch-22, it feels like, because you're like, I'm just trying to survive a little bit, and it's frustrating, you know?
That's great. I'm definitely the kid of any PD.
Teachers are the worst about that, though. Like, I don't feel like you're alone in that.
I'm the kid. Like when we had these snow days, and we were openly talking about the ones last week, and we had our last like PD before we left. My principal's talking and talking about like just stuff during the snow and like we lose power. And I raised my hand, and my question, I swear, was gonna be, if we get snow and my power goes out, can I come stay at your house? And, and he doesn't even say anything to me. He goes, Patoka's gonna be staying at such and such's house. I'm like, I ain't open my mouth and you pawned me off. And they know it. They know that I'm the most chaotic person on our staff.
I am not surprised by this. And yet
No.
they put you in an administrative position. You're an administrator. You're an assistant athletic director.
Okay. No. I go to games sometimes. The most I had to pick up dog poop one time, and I had words with somebody about it.
Okay,
I'm doing next to nothing if I can help it.
Your side quests are legendary. I just like every time I talk to you, I find out some other responsibility that you sneakily have taken over.
I think you know them all now.
I don't know that I do. Every time, because I thought I knew them all, and then we got pictures sent to us of you out there coaching basketball. So
that was crazy, and that person did not come talk to me. I was mad. I'm like, all these middle school kids right here who think I'm a circus clown and put on makeup, and you couldn't come over and give me some clout. Like, come on now.
Guys, I just want you all to know that if you see Gerry in the wild, I need you to submit photos to me about what his side quests are, because I am just fascinated by
maybe not all of them.
No, all of them. Just send them my way, because it's going to be like a Yeti sighting. We're just going to have like a scrapbook of all of Gerry's side quests that he doesn't tell anybody about.
I know of one that you don't know.
Are you going to tell me?
I don't do it anymore. Yeah, I coach track and field.
What? When?
Like 2 or 3 years ago. They didn't have anybody. I was like, I'll do it. And they did not bring me back.
They were like, no, he's too busy with his assistant athletic director responsibilities at this stage.
No,
we can't.
They were like, the kids aren't even buying that he knows what he's doing.
Okay, I have another question that was submitted. So the next one is, do you think students should be allowed to call their teachers by their first names?
No.
Yeah.
I don't like them. You can call me Mr. Patoka, Coach Patoka, or Coach P. That's it. I'm not allowing nothing else. They'll call it to me. They'll be like, "Hey, Gerald," and no, don't call me
so
Gerald.
Funny. I call you Gerald frequently just to annoy you. So I love that your students are doing that. I think that's hilarious and unsurprising. And if you, as a teenager, were in your own class, you would absolutely be calling you Gerald without a question.
Yeah. 100%.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that it is beyond suspicious when especially middle and high school teachers want to go by their first name with students. I think that is so sketchy. I feel like elementary school teachers, like you can kind of go by like I'm Miss Christie or I'm Miss whatever. But like once you get a little bit older, it feels like you're trying so hard to be cool and to be liked and to be like, I'm just one of the group. And it's like, ew, don't be.
No.
It's, ugh, I hate it.
I get why elementary, sometimes like some people be having last names. I'll be like, yo, you gotta do better. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes in last names is something.
Gerry, Gerry. Gerald, what is my last name?
I know your last name is,
Yeah.
but at least you can pronounce it.
Yeah, but then you could do like Miss F or whatever. Like,
If
but here,
anything, you at a high school level, your last name, I could see you going by. Just call me Miss Andrea.
but see, that's the thing. That's why whenever somebody's like, "Oh, well, my last name is really terrible," and I'm like, "Oh, is it?" Like, I don't feel sorry for you, like, because they will
Yeah.
care for 5 minutes, and then is as long as you're not their most hated teacher, in all likelihood, they're probably just gonna get over it. Because most of the time students wouldn't because there's too many syllables in Mrs. Forkham, so usually they would just call me Forkham. That's how I was like I would be, walking around, they'd be like, "Forkham, what's up?" Like that is fine to me. You don't have to call me like Mrs. or Dr. Forkham, but usually it's just Forkham. And now I teach college, which I do think is different. And I do allow my college students to call me Andrea because everybody else in my department goes by their first name. Like everybody in the College of Education, and I'm teaching adults, some of whom are older than I am. And so if I went by Dr. Forkham, everyone would be like, what is her problem? Why is she demanding this?
You lost your whole argument with me. If I was
No.
a doctor, Andrea, if I'm a doctor, you better believe they're calling me Dr. Patoka. I don't care. I'm going to the grocery store, and if they say, "Sir," I'm going, "It's Dr. Patoka." Well, they know. I'm making them. If I'm working at a college, and I didn't
Yeah.
even remember I was before you even got that sentence out, I'm thinking, if I worked at a college, you're calling me Dr. Patoka. I don't care if I have a doctor. They're calling me doctor.
So I'll get I actually don't think I get professor very often, which doesn't surprise me because I don't give off professor vibes, even though my title is professor. I think I'm like an assistant professor of teaching and learning. But like I don't go by Dr. Forkham. I don't go by Professor Forkham. The only place I think that I actually have it where it says Dr. Andrea Forkham is at the place I get my Botox.
To make you feel better about it?
I don't know. I had to do an intake thing today and they actually said like she's like, "Oh, hi, Dr. Forkham." And I was like, "Oh, just so you and I are both clear, I'm not a medical doctor. Like I can't do anything life-saving or anything even remotely close to that. I can just like write a really long paper. That's it." And
Doesn't your book say Dr. Andrea Forkham on it?
yes, it does. That is the only
Yeah,
other but it's not on like what if I put it on like my comedy flyers? What if I was like Dr. Andrea Forkham? Everyone's going to be there like hoping for a TED Talk.
Then they gonna think you like making doctor jokes.
Oh no, we don't want that. Well, and that's the thing is I don't want anyone to misunderstand and think I'm a medical doctor. It is
Then
funny though
why'd you
cuz
get it?
do you know how somebody gets a doctorate?
No. I mean, kind of, but like, if you were worried about Andrea, if I ever get a doctorate, I want you to know, and you're hearing it first. World, write this down. If I ever get a doctorate, it's because I
Uh-huh.
want to be called doctor,
Okay.
not because I want to know more. It's because
Yeah.
nope, I think that sounds cool, and I want me and my wife to be Doctor and Mrs. and not Mister and Mrs. Doctor
Yeah.
and Mrs.
So that is the confusing thing with my husband and I because he's a PA, he's not an MD. So he is not a doctor. I am a doctor, but he does medicine and I do not do medicine. And that does lead to some confusion because we are Dr. and Mr. Forkham, but like it's like there's been a few times where we've been like on an airplane and they've been like, "Is there a doctor here?" And I'm like, "Steven, it's my moment." And he's like, "Don't get up." And I'm like, "They said they wanted a doctor. I could just sit there and like analyze how they're dying in front of me, you know? I wouldn't be able to help medically, but
My brain immediately went to, because I'm a doctor, but he does medicine and I do stand-up comedy.
yeah. Yeah. It's brutal. It's really brutal, which is why like anytime I would have a bad show or a bad set or something, I'd be like, "It was really horrible. It was a bad day at work." And he's like, "Did anyone die?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "My day was worse." I'm like, "Okay, yep, you're right. You're right. You win."
If I was a doctor and I had bad set, I'd be like, at least I'm still a freaking doctor.
I mean, guys, here's the thing.
Still a doctor.
Still a doctor, but a PhD, which is like it's not a real.
That's
like
the
it is,
only
but
doctor one I know.
the PhD.
Yeah, what are the other ones?
There's a lot. So when lawyers, they're doctors. They have a doctorate. I can't remember what it's called. It's something, but and professors at most universities have to have their PhD. There's also EDDs, which is a doctor of education, which is
That
most of
sounds
the.
like one of them things that keep you. It sounds like a defibrillator.
It's not. It's probably all of what your administrators have is an EDD, and then I have a PhD, which means I had to write a stupid dissertation, and then medical doctors have MDs. Medical doctor.
Okay, I
MD.
heard that one before.
Yeah. That's the one most people are familiar with. So, and there's all sorts of other to further confuse it and go off on this random tangent. There's also people who can get a doctorate in medical science that are not medical doctors that have gone to medical school in that way, but have written a dissertation about medicine-based things, but are actually like a registered nurse or a nurse practitioner. So that does make it very confusing because you could be Dr. So-and-so who's not a medical doctor, but does have their doctorate in like other things. So
Did you know
there you go.
Shaq was a doctor?
No, he's not. Is he?
I think they gave him one.
Oh, honorary doctorates are not the same.
That's the one I'm hoping for. I get to be
Are
a
you?
doctor and not do any of the work.
I feel like that's fair. Like I understand that, but also the reason I got my doctorate was so that I could work at a university. And that's the only reason I got it. But then once I actually got my doctorate, I was like, well, I'm not going to actually probably make anybody call me that because it's too many syllables to go doctor for it's just too much,
What about doc?
Doc? That just
I'm
reminds me
sorry
of Bugs
calling you
Bunny. Just reminds me. You can call me Doc. That's fine. You'd be the
What's up,
literal
doc?
only person.
Yeah. Hi, doc.
Perfect. Yes, I accept.
And I would see your husband and I'm like, what's up, Mr. Doc?
Mr. Doc. Yeah, he'll love that. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a hill you're going to die on? Because I have one today, if you don't have one ready.
No.
Okay. My hill that I'm going to die on is that all taxes and legally mandated government processes should have to be understandable from the grade, like the average reading level of the average American. Because I'm doing my taxes right now, and it's so complicated. It is so challenging, and I don't want to go to jail. And I'm having a really hard time figuring out the laws about like how to make sure that I'm doing my business taxes, how I make sure I'm doing my personal taxes, all of these other things. I'm trying to be a law-abiding citizen with my whole heart. And as previously established, my husband and I are both well-educated people. We should be able to figure this out. And we are both like scratching our heads trying to figure it out. And the average American citizen is like basically mandated then to pay someone to prepare their taxes. So that's the hill I'm going to die on. We need to do better.
You
They
know
should make it
how
easier.
how I know that I agree with you?
How?
Because it's coming from a doctor and you're like, I don't get it. And
I don't.
I'm over here. You got 3 words in, and I'm not gonna lie, Andrew, I kind of checked out. I was like, I don't even know what she's talking about.
I don't feel like I said it right though.
I just heard people need to understand it, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm with her because I don't even know.
I
don't
do
even
feel like
get
I
the
said
explanation.
it. I feel like I said it in a weird way. Like basically we need to make taxes easier to do. Like because I think that the average American reading level is like a 5th grade reading level or something. And if that's the case, then put taxes in front of a 5th grader or a FAFSA form in front of a 5th grader. And if they can't figure it out, rewrite it, redo it, because we're trying to make things accessible to people. So let's stop making it harder than it needs to be. It's pissing me
You can't
off.
put it in front of a 27-year-old teacher in North Carolina.
Or a
You need to fix
27-year-old looking doctor in Indiana who's definitely not in her latest 30 as of when this episode airs.
Well, you're 39?
I'm going to be when this episode airs. Yep. Can you believe it? No, you can't. He's so surprised. I'm so youthful.
I did
Thanks.
have a number. I just wouldn't say it.
What was it, Gerry?
36.
I'll take it. That's fine. We knew that I was substantially older
Some
than
of
you.
it's math, though.
Some of
I
it's
know the
math, some
math.
of it's because I'm obviously just very, very well established and accomplished. And so therefore I must be at least 36, right?
You've taught, you're now teaching grown-ups.
Yeah,
You're on your side quest of stand-up comedy.
it's true. So because
You have other humans that exist from you.
I know
Tiny ones, but still humans. They breathe
true.
on their own. So
that is a crazy way to describe elementary aged kids.
if you hand me a baby right now, I'm gonna be like, what do I do with this?
I know.
I'm
You know
good.
what? I'll take it as a compliment. That 36 is still younger than what I actually am. So it works.
I have a joke. I'm not gonna tell you on here, but I do want to tell it to you about babies.
You don't want to share it with the
No,
community. Okay.
no.
Well,
It's not a well-formed thought yet, but I think you'll appreciate it.
maybe you guys will get to hear it if you come to the show in Indianapolis. That would be great. I would love that.
I don't
All right.
think they will. They might. They might.
They might.
I think it's funny.
Great. I cannot wait to hear it. All right, guys. As I stated, we do have a show coming up in Indianapolis, February 21st. I am super excited about it. Gerry, do you have any other shows coming up in the next month or so?
The night before that, I will be featuring in Raleigh, a Good Nights Comedy Club for Bo Johnson. March 4th, I will be at Waterline Brewing Company with Mark Brady. That's Wednesday, March 4th. And then I've got some other stuff coming up, but it's all
Awesome.
scattered around.
How can they find your tour dates and ticket links and all that good stuff?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Comedy by GP. There's a Linktree link in my bio. All the shows are usually posted and pinned on my page. If you have questions about a specific one, you can DM me and I will send you all the info that I have for that show.
Perfect. And I've got a bunch of shows coming up. I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia at the end of the month. And then in March, I'm going to be in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, and New York City, which is the first time I've done a show in New York City, which is very, very exciting. So you guys can check those out. Everything's on educatorandrea.com/tickets if you want to get some tickets to those. And if you have thoughts about what we chatted about today, you can contact us, Andrea at human-content.com, or you can contact me at educatorandrea or Gerry at Comedy
by GP.
There it was. And you can contact the whole Human Content Podcast family on Instagram and TikTok at Human Content Pod. Thank you so much to those of you guys who have left awesome reviews. Please do take a second, give us a 5-star review. You can catch the whole YouTube, you can catch the whole YouTube, all of it, on youtube.com, but you can catch our full video episodes up every single week on YouTube at Educator Andrea. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your host, Andrea Forkham.
I'm Gerry Patoka.
And our executive producers are Andrea Forkham, Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brooke. Our editor is Andrew Sims. Our engineer is Jason Portizo. Our music is by Omer Ben-Zvi. To learn more about How to Survive the Classroom's program, disclaimer, and ethics policy, and submission, verification, and licensing terms, you can go to podcasterandrea.com. How to Survive the Classroom is a Human Content production.
How to survive the classroom.
Thank you so much for watching. Want more of How to Survive the Classroom? You can watch more episodes right now. Just click on that little box over there. You see it? And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Okay, bye.